Hello, and good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar on sustainable energy management beyond COVID-19. This event is organized by Process System Engineering Center of University Technology Malaysia and Optimal System Engineering Sdn Berhad. This event is also supported by Green Tech Malaysia and UTM Sustainable Development Solutions Network. Hi everyone, my name is Jeng Shun, and I will be your moderator for today's session. Just a quick background information about me. I'm a senior lecturer from UTM. I'm also an engineer in practice, which I mainly provide consultancy service on energy management and thermal energy improvement for companies and industries. And yes, I'm very honored to be the moderator of today's session, as I've been informed that this event is actually first webinar where we have gathered authorities and experts from Malaysia Energy Commissions, Green Tech Malaysia, and University Technology Malaysia. Thank you for all the organizers for doing such a good job. It's definitely not an easy task to gather all the important and busy personnel within a short period of time, especially during the COVID-19. All right, everyone. Before we start our session today, I would like to check whether you can see me or hear me well. So if you are able to hear me or see me, please throw me a message by sending love or like in the comment section in either YouTube or Facebook. And yeah, some of you may be wondering, why do we need to send love? It is simple, because energy is the ability to do work, and the love is the source of energy. In other words, we can say love is actually the ability to do work. So I'm sure all the speakers and panelists will be more motivated to share their insights if they are able to feel the energy from the audience. So what are you waiting for? Please share your like or love in the comment section of Facebook or YouTube. All right, excellent. Thank you everyone for sharing your love with us. I think our speakers now are very motivated to talk to all the audience after showering by your love. I hope so. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome our distinguished speaker for the event today. Okay, so together with us today, we have Professor Zainuddin from University Technology Malaysia. And we have Mr. Green from Malaysia Energy Commission. And Mr. Ezani. Yeah, hi, Mr. Ezani. Yeah, to all the speakers, can you just wave your hand? Wave your hand and say hi to the audience. Okay. If you want, you can also show the audience some love. Okay. No issues. You can show this. You can do this. Okay. Thank you for all the speakers. So before we start, right? So let me briefly explain the agenda of today's event. In the first hour of today's session, what we are going to do is actually we're going to have 3 short presentations from the speakers. And throughout the session, if you have any question during the presentation, okay, you can just leave a comment in the YouTube or Facebook. And when posting your question, please tell us the suggested respondent for your questions. It may be directed to either one of the speakers or to all the speakers if you wish. We will try to address all your questions in the Q&A session in the second half of our webinar today. And after today's session, we will send you all the relevant links related to our talk, including a link to a webinar recording. Okay, so excellent. I think now we can begin. So ladies and gentlemen, I believe most of you are from energy-related industry or field. Okay, either you are a RIM or you are a person in charge on energy-related matters in your organization. So in your opinion, what could be the key difference between a company with a sustainable energy management system or a company without any functional energy management system? Take a moment and think about this. To kickstart our event today, we are glad to have the project leader for Asian Energy Management Gold System, or also known as EMGS, from Green Tech Malaysia, as our first speaker. In the next 15 minutes, he's going to share with us some insights on Asian EMGS project in Malaysia and route to CEM and RIM. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me welcoming Mr. Ezani.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Can you hear my voice? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and good morning to everyone. Can you guys hear my voice? Okay. So again, I'm Muhammad Ezani, Iswan bin Ismail. I am the AMAS EMGS project leader, and we'll presenting on the AMAS Energy Management System Gold Standard and route to SAM and RIM. Okay. Do you get my my full screen of my slide?
Yeah, we got it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, clear. Okay, so this again a short biography about myself, and I think it's already been mentioned previously. And okay, again, there are two content that I will be shared to you guys on today's session. Okay, the first content is on understand the basic concept of sustainable energy management system. Second, understand the AMAS Energy Management System Gold Standard, or known as EMGS, and route to SAM and RIM. Okay, understand the basic concept of sustainable energy management system, or known as SAMS. Okay, maybe many of you will wondering what is sustainable energy management system. Okay, maybe you have heard before. So today we will discuss what is the sustainable energy management system. Okay, sustainable energy management system is the process of managing the energy consumption in the organization to ensure that energy has been efficiently consumed. Sustainable energy management covers all aspects of energy consumption in the organization and involve not only machines or equipments that consume energy, but also looks for the best operations from the operators. Again, to set up effective energy management in the company, you have to start from top to bottom. A company structure and policy that support the energy management activities are the most important components of a successful energy management process. Apart from that, an energy manager who fits into the company structure will be the one who drive all mechanism to get the best result. With good company structure and policy, the energy manager will be able to achieve his or her energy management goals through efficient management, implementation of appropriate technologies, and a sustainable maintenance system. Okay, I think that clear for the explanation about what is sustainable energy management system. Now we go for the principle of the system, or the principle of a sustainable energy management system. A sustainable energy management systems needs full support from all levels of staff in the organization. The principle of the system is to focus on how to get the support from both the organization and staff. Again, a good system has to first comply with the wider organization objective or goals, be able to raise staff awareness and get involvement from all staff in the organization. Third, develop organization and staff knowledge, and then support the continuous improvement process in the organization, and also be able to integrate with standard working procedure or other quality system in the organizations. So these are some of the principles of the sustainable energy management system. I hope you guys will be clear about this explanation. Now we have some comparison, a system with and also without sustainable energy management system. In the first graph you can see on the top left is a organization without sustainable energy management system. Okay, the organization will not be able to control and maintain the saving result. Okay, once management move to their focus to the other programs, the energy costs will go up again. Okay, because any organization that without SAMs will actually lose focus and objective to gain the energy management or energy efficiency in the long run. And the below graph is on any organization that have implement sustainable energy management system, which is help them to control the energy cost reduction and also maintain the result and saving. Okay, because by implementing sustainable energy management system, you will have continuous example meeting for energy management committee, and you will have continuous technical developments and management that lead to further savings. Now we go to the energy pyramid diagram. So the energy pyramid diagram is an approach that we use to understand the students and the industry player that energy conservation must start first. And then we shift to energy efficiency. And the last part will be moved to the renewable energy. So energy conservation, energy efficiency, and renewable energy must work together to achieve clean energy goals. Renewable energy is important, however, energy efficiency and energy conservation provides the foundation and have the most opportunities. Energy conservation and energy efficiency will be planned and executed under the sustainable energy management system. Under EMGS, the renewable energy project, if to be executed, will be monitored in terms of financial and energy performance. Okay, now we go to the understand the AMAS energy management system gold standard and route to SAM and RIM. Okay, AMAS is the world's first regional certification system for energy managers and energy end user, partly funded by the European Union under the Swiss Asia program. It is currently being implemented by the ASEAN Center for Energy in almost 8 ASEAN member state countries, namely Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. In Malaysia, the scheme was launched by Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Peter Chin, the then Minister of Energy, Green Technology and Water of Malaysia, on 19 July 2011 at Marriott Hotel Putrajaya. Again, it supports to make Malaysia greener by decreasing the carbon emission intensity. Under this program, or AMAS program, they have two important programs, in which the first is Energy Manager Training Course, known as EMTC, to produce the Certified Energy Manager, and then Energy Management Gold Standard is a certification for end user to have and to be verified for the energy management system. Again, the overall objective of the scheme are first to reduce energy consumption from the industrial sector in ASEAN. Second, to reduce emissions of greenhouse gases in ASEAN. Third, to increase the professional standing of accredited energy managers. AMAS consists of guidance on how to develop SAMs in energy facilities, in which comply to requirement under ISO 50001 with the added benefits and advantages of achieving real and quantify energy savings and CO2 emission reduction. So these are the other benefits of becoming an AMAS certified energy manager. Okay. First, improve professional standing and career path development of energy manager. Secondly, recognized by the EC or Energy Commission to become registered electrical energy manager under EMIR 2008. Third, provide cross-border employment opportunities at the AMAS certification recognized in the 10 ASEAN member states. Fourth, and allow SAM to access top managerial role within the energy end user organization. And the other benefit is allow the end user to implement a sustainable energy management system in compliance with ISO 50001 at lower cost or reasonable cost. Guide end user improve their energy performance, cost efficiency, and improve overall productivity. Facilitate energy end user to fulfill legal requirements such as EMIR 2008 in a systematic way, and provide end user with public recognition of their commitment to sustainable system. So this is the path of an AMAS certified energy manager, which is any certified energy manager can be professional energy manager, or known as PAM, and also can be registered electrical energy manager, known as STREAM. Again, we come back to EMGS, or Energy Management Gold Standard. There are many extra edge if you implement Energy Management Gold Standard. Firstly, it is a performance base, which is for 2-star, you have minimum to achieve 5% energy savings. Second, it is sustainable program and need to continuously improve, which is from 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star. Next, a plus point to run for the National and ASEAN Energy Award. Again, we have panel of experienced assessor that will evaluate your energy management system, and by having or doing proceed the certified energy manager, you actually become the in-house energy manager for your company or organizations. And also we have proven track record in which more than 100 end users has been certified. And these are the scope that will be evaluated during the EMGS certification assessment. The first is on the management aspect, the second on the organizations, the third is on the process, the fourth is on the information, the fifth is on the financial and corporate responsibility, and last is on the achievement. So you can see here that EMGS assessment is very comprehensive and cover all aspects. And these are the success story energy management gold standard. Until now, there are 273 assessments have been done, and 203 organizations have complete the certification. And until today, the breakdown are 148 organizations have achieved 1-star certification. 59 organizations have achieved 2-star certification, and until now and today, 3 organizations have achieved 3-star certification. And these are the recognition that has been done on 2018. And this ceremony was graced by the Deputy Minister of Mastec, the previous Deputy Minister, which is Yang Berhormat Puan Isna Raisa, Mudira Majlis, and also for the last year recognition in EMGS Award ceremony. Almost 76 organizations were awarded the EMGS certification during the EMGS Award ceremony held in the IGEM, or known as International Green Tech and Eco Products Exhibition and Conference, Malaysia. And also the ceremony was graced by the Deputy Minister of Mastec, Yang Berhormat Puan Isna Raisa, Mudira Majlis. And these are the impacts delivered from the EMGS implementation for sustainable energy management system. Almost 95% stakeholders engaged are certified with the assessment. A cumulative around 92.1 gigawatt hour energy reduction has been achieved per year. 41.8 million ringgit Malaysia energy cost has been reduced, and 62.5 kilo CO2 equivalent emission reduction has been reduced. Okay, I hope my presentation is clear, and all of the audience and participant will clearly get what I have delivered. So then, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ezani.
Yeah,
so looking at the comment, we already have a few questions for you. But don't worry, we will give you some time to think about it. We will address the questions at the Q&A session later. Okay, so thank you. So again, for those who just joined us, a big welcome to all of you. If you have anything discussed with the speaker, okay, please drop your question and comment in the comment section of YouTube or Facebook. Again, when posting your question, please let us know the suggested respondent for your questions. All right, let's move on to our second speaker today. For our second speaker of today's session, to be honest, it will be quite a challenge for me to summarize his background. Yeah, okay. So he's actually a well-known leader in many of the fields, including university governance, research and innovation, a consultant and practitioner, particularly in the area of energy management and thermal energy system. He's also the chair of Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act Drafting Committee for Thermal Energy under Malaysia Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources. He spearheaded UTM pioneering role in implementing EMGS program in action. So over the next 15 minutes, we shall have the chance to hear his sharing on how to build resilience in sustainable energy management beyond COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen, please let us welcome Professor Zainuddin. Hi, Prof.
Thank you very much. Is everybody hearing me? Is my voice clear first?
Yeah, Prof.
Thank you very much. I would like to share today on especially UTM experiences and building resilience beyond COVID-19, as the title suggests. And these are some of the experiences that we have gone through over the years that...
Oh, sorry, give me a second. We are not seeing your slide, so maybe you want to bring on your slide.
Okay, just hang on a moment.
Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, Prof. Yeah, all good now.
Okay, sorry. Right. Today, I'm going to relate some UTM experiences in building resilience beyond COVID-19. This is actually a progression from what we have done over the years, in sustainable energy management, as you'll be able to see, shared by Ezani a moment ago on EMGS programs that we have actually implemented in UTM. Sorry, the slide wouldn't move. Try to stop sharing first, and I'll try to share screen again. Application window.
Okay, Prof, we can see your slide right now.
Right, thank you. So I shall move on. Somehow it's not moving to the next slide. Give me a minute, okay?
Okay. Okay. You may want to try to move on to the next slide. Yeah, okay. We saw it. Okay, Prof. Sorry, Prof, we can't hear your voice. Maybe you have to unmute your mic.
Okay.
Okay, yes, Prof.
All right.
Okay, I think good thing means to wait.
All right.
Okay, all right.
Sorry about that. So in building a sustainable energy management program, yeah, we went through what we call a 6P Energy Star program, yeah, which is programs and products, and sorry.
Hi, Prof, is there any issues?
I'll share
Would you
screen.
like?
Moment.
Yeah.
Just one
Okay.
moment. Okay.
If you like, maybe we can change to other speaker first as well. What do you
That
think?
is okay. I think okay.
Okay. All right. Prof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try
So
this
how is
one.
it?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe you change to Azrin first. Maybe you change to Azrin first. There's some technical issues on my side.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Azrin.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, never expected to see you so early. So you are ready?
It's okay. Yeah, let me prepare the presentation share screen first.
Okay, sure, no problem. So you are in your office right now?
Yeah. I'm in the office right now. Okay.
Wow, okay.
I'm ready. Dr.
You are
Lee.
ready?
So yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So today, sorry for the technical issue just now. So right now it seems that we have to go to our third speaker for today event first. Okay. So I think many of you, especially if you are a RIM, you must have a lot of questions to ask him and his colleagues. Okay. For example, you may be wondering how COVID-19 affect your RIM application and renewal. And you might be wondering what is the future of efficient management of electrical energy regulation 2008. So if you are looking for answers for those questions, or you have been very busy in sending email to Malaysia Energy Commissions to check the status of your RIM application or renewal, just like me myself, then well, I have to say congratulations. You're at the right place. Or should I say right webinar? So anyway, we are happy to have the Assistant Director of Energy Efficiency and Conservation Unit for Malaysia Energy Commission to be our third speaker. Today, he will share with us some insights on the implementation and impact of efficient management of electrical energy regulation 2008. And maybe, just maybe, he could also share with us some insider information on the future of the regulation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Noor Azrin.
Thank you, Dr. Lim.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Lim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all audience, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dr. Lim, for your kind introductions. So, as per title of my presentation today, I would like to share with you guys on our experience implementations of efficient management of electrical energy regulation 2008, as well as the impact after close to 12 years implementation of this regulation. And of course, I will give a little bit on the way forward, not only on this particular regulation, but also energy efficiency initiative as a whole in Malaysia. But before I move to the main topic, which is the regulation itself, I would like to briefly share with the audience on the energy efficiency legal framework in Malaysia. As you all know, Energy Commissions currently is the only regulators that has been given tasks to enforce and also promote the energy efficiency, even though right now it's only covering on the electricity part of it. And for your information, Energy Commission was established in year 2001 under the Energy Commission Act 2001. And among of our roles and responsibility to promote efficiency, economy, and safety in the generations, production, transmission, distribution, supply, and use of electricity, as well as to promote the use of renewable energy and the conservation of non-renewable energy. And other than the Energy Commission Act, we're also enforcing the Electricity Supply Act 1990. And under this particular main act, we have a specific sections covering the efficient use of electricity. For example, under the section 23A, the minister to determine the standards. Section 33B, installation to meet requirement. This is where giving the powers of Energy Commission to enforce the efficient management of electrical energy regulations 2008. And the last one, section 23C, equipment to meet requirement. This is where we enforce the requirements under the minimum energy performance standards for the 5 domestic appliances through the amendment of electricity regulation in year 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, now we move on to the main topic today, which is the efficient management of electrical energy regulations 2008, or in short form, we just call it as EMER 2008. What is this EMER 2008 all about? So basically, this EMER 2008 regulations are imposed to selected consumer as well as generators to comply with certain requirements with relations to the efficient use of electricity energy. Here, the covers is only bounded by the electricity because of the existing main act is only covering electricity, not other type of energy. And this regulation is applicable to a specific consumer, which is receiving electrical energy from the licensing, for example, TMB or SASB, and the total amount of energy received equal or more than 3 million kilowatt hour for any period of 6 consecutive months. While the second category covering the generator, which is installations operated by the private installation licensee. This is the keyword here. Private installation licensee means those generators that generate electricity for their own use only without selling it to the third party. And the amount of the generate energy is equal or more than 3 million kilowatt hour for any period of 6 consecutive months. And so what does the duties and responsibility for those affected installations under this EMER 2008? Once the installations, the affected installation, receive a notification from Energy Commissions, there are sets of requirements that they need to comply with. Number one, they need to appoint or designate a registered electrical energy managers. They need to submit the written confirmation of such appointment to Energy Commission. And these two requirements, they need to fulfill it within the 3 months from the date of notice given by Energy Commission. And after that, they need to prepare and submit the following requirements and informations. The statement of policy related to the efficient management of electrical energy, the objective of this efficient management of electrical energy in their premises, as well as document and any other accounts pertaining to the efficient management of electrical energy. And these informations, along with the Form A and Form B, Form A and Form B is basically requirements under the regulations. They need to submit it to Energy Commissions for every 6 months period. Ladies and gentlemen, just now I'm mentioning about the registered electrical energy managers. Who can become the registered electrical energy managers, and what is their functions and duties under these regulations? First of all, whoever wants to become the REMs registered under these regulations, they must be the candidate must be a Malaysian citizen with the age of 23 years and above. In terms of their background qualifications, either they are holding a professional engineer with at least 6 months working experience related with the electrical energy efficiency, or they're having a degree in any field of science, any field of engineering or architecture with at least 1 year working experience related with electrical energy efficiency. And the last one, either they hold a certificate of competency under the Energy Commission as an electrical service engineer or completed electrical engineer with at least 9 months working experience related to the energy efficiency. And of course, they need to demonstrate the knowledge of the requirements, not only under the Act, not only under the Electricity Supply Act, but also the specific regulations. And they need to show the level of knowledge which is satisfied the commissions. And in terms of function and duties, once the candidates become the RIMs, there are sets of function and duties specifically stipulated under the regulations. Number one, the RIMs function and duties is to audit and analyze the total electrical energy consumptions. After that, they need to advise in developing and implementing measures to ensure efficient management of electrical energy at the installations, to monitor the effective implementation of the energy saving measures, to supervise the record keepings, as well as to ensure the accuracy of the records. And the last one, to ensure timely submissions of the information and reports under the regulations. So those are the function and duties of the RIMs. Next, after quite sometimes we implement these regulations, it's close to 12 years for the current year. The way how we implement of these regulations, we can divide into various activities. Number one, of course, the main task of a regulator to enforce the EMIR 2008 itself. The enforcement activities involving site visit to the installations, also called normally we call it as a raid to the installation who did not comply to the EMIR 2008. Second one, we also do the energy management audit. This is not energy audit, but management audit to the installation that's already complied by appointing the energy managers to ensure whatever information and project reported are correct. The third one, the energy management information system. This is something new, started in year 2018, where Energy Commission introduced an online web-based reporting portal, which I will explain quite details about these online portals later on during my presentations. And this online web-based is to be used by the owner of the facility to submit their periodic report for every 6 months. And the last one, we always continue monitoring the EMIR 2008 to ensure the compliance aspect of the affected user as well as the performance progress of those affected installations through the submission of the report. As of now, in year 2019, in terms of percentage of compliance, we have around 71% percentage of compliance. In year 2019, total numbers of installation affected under this regulation is at 1,900. And you can see the trend of number of installation is not constant. It's always up and down, up and down. Well, this is so many reasons why there is a trend in terms of number of installation. For example, those installation at the border amount of energy consumption. Some 6-month period, they are under this regulation. Other than that, they also below than 3 million kilowatt hours. So that's why the numbers is keep on changing every single year. This is a statistic for total numbers registered electrical energy managers under the regulations. In cumulative, in year 2019, we have around 1,268 numbers of registered electrical energy managers. So what is the impact of implementation of these particular regulations? I will present on the impact at the macro level. Well, you all know, as a regulator, we always monitor at the higher level. Okay, when we talk about monitoring the impact, it involves the process cycle for monitoring the email itself. It started with the notification given by the Energy Commission to the installations, then the installation appointing the energy managers, then the the installation prepare information to be submitted to energy commissions. But before that, of course, they need to get the verification from the RIMs in terms of the data, everything. Then only they can submit the data along with the Form A and Form B to Energy Commission. And from that particular report, then only we can analyze the impact of that particular installations. Prior to year 2018, the monitoring, the analysis of the impact of implementation of IMRE 2008, we are using the Microsoft Excel format, and this is quite difficult actually when we use the Microsoft Excel to analyze a huge data submitted by the installations. By using Microsoft Excel, a limited analysis can be performed, and it's subjected to the availability of the sample and also the data. Installations submit their data in hard copy report. The EC team will manually transfer the data into Excel database, and then only we can perform the analysis. Because of this manual transfer data, the compliance rates are relatively low because majority of our tasks to focus on processing the hard copy report, as well as try to get a good analysis out of that particular report. And manual data transfer are prone to error. So because of that, in year 2018, Energy Commission has started introduce the EMIS, Energy Management Information System, to replace the manual reporting and also manual analyzing. EMIS is basically a web-based system. It's an online reporting process. The installations owner no longer have to submit the hard copy report, only the Form A and Form B. Even that, the Form A and Form B can be generated from the system itself. And the system will perform analysis automatically. There is an alarm on notifications to the user to notify on the due date of the report submissions. And by using this system, it will help the user to do some sort of like a performance tracking as well as benchmarking. When the user report the required information to Energy Commission, we have set some guideline for them, what kind of information they need to submit to us. So this is the data input that they need to submit to us. Number one, of course, the electricity consumptions in their premises. Number two, the production output numbers. This is only applicable for industry sectors. I will explain later on when we go to the analysis of the reporting, why does we require the production data. Okay. The third one, the net flow areas. This is only applicable for commercial and government sectors. Variable data. What is variable data? Variables means factors that will impact your energy consumptions. For example, here I give you the cooling degree days, the occupancy, the shutdown hours for your operation, for example. The fourth one, the optional, fuel data. So other than electricity, the user also can report online in terms of their other fuel, gas consumptions, for example, chill water if they purchase chill water from the GDCs. And the last one, energy saving measures. Of course, we want to track what are the initiatives has been implemented by the installations to analyze which measures actually give a good potential savings. From this data input, in terms of output analysis, we can produce 8 types of output analysis. Currently, we have 8 types of output analysis. Number one, the electricity consumption trend, CO2 emission trend, output product trend. So this is only for industry sectors. Specific energy consumption trend. This is for industry sectors, and it can be used by the installations, industry installations, to do a benchmarking with the average value of SEC, specific energy consumption, for their subsectors for that particular installation. Next would be building energy intensity, BI. This is something similar like the specific energy consumption, but this one will become the indicator for the building sectors. That's why it's only applicable to the commercial and government sectors. And of course, the user can use this to be at the benchmarking, and they can analyze their value of BI, compare with the average BI for their subsectors. And number 6, fuel consumption trend, energy saving measures. Yes, we can see what how many numbers of measures being implemented, what are the savings generated from that particular measures. And the last one, this is something new. This is a tools that we give to the installation to be used to monitor their performance. We call it as regression analysis. What is regression analysis? Regression analysis are based on a comparison of the baseline situation data with the defined variables to get saving analysis, which is the actual kilowatt hour versus predicted kilowatt hour. I will show the sample later on. Ladies and gentlemen, so as I mentioned just now, the output analysis. This is a sample output analysis from the reported data. As you can see here, I give you an example of trend of the energy consumption for the past 2 years, to 2018 and 2019. We have two main sectors here, electricity for industry sectors, as well as electricity consumption for commercial and government building sectors. So from here, we can see, for example, under the industry, the energy consumption trend is quite consistent. For example, in 2018, the consumption is around 31.7 terawatt hour, while in 2019 is around 31 terawatt hour. And for commercial building, we can see a quite different consumption comparing 2019 to 2018. Maybe because in year 2019, more installations start to report their consumption through the online systems. By the way, this analysis only covers those who already comply with the regulations, which they are required to submit their periodic report. Next one, from the trend of energy consumption just now. By using this particular system, we can do a deep down analysis where we can specify which sectors or which subsectors actually using the huge amount of energy from the total reported data. For this particular case, for example, for industry, for the past 2 years, we can see the consistent trend that has been shown here. For example, number one, manufacture of computer, electronic, optical products are the highest subsectors consuming energy. But why this situation happening? Because in Malaysia we have a lot of industries under these electronics subsectors compared with the non-metallic mineral products, basic metals. There are less installation, but if you do analysis in terms of average energy consumption per installations, the situation is a little bit different. The basic metal and the non-metallic will be the highest, then only followed by the chemical products, the electronics, and the food products. Same goes to the building sectors. Most of under these building sectors, the main subsectors that using huge electricity is under the retail commercial. This is where the shopping complexes under this category, followed by the hospital subsectors, college, university subsectors, office building, and the last one, hotel. So from here, from these two analyses, from the industry and the building sectors analysis, it will help the policymaker for future when we want to develop a specific initiative or policy. So we can have a policy or initiative that really target to those subsectors that will give a huge potential savings. Instead of covers everything, we just have to do targeted initiatives, targeted subsectors initiative. Okay, apart from that, we also have indicators analysis. By using this system, we also have what we call as, just now we call it as specific energy consumption, okay, for industry, and for building sector, we call it as building energy intensity. So we can use these two analysis to become the basis to establish a benchmark of energy efficiency indicator. Here I give you examples of two subsectors for industries. We have the manufacture of non-metallic mineral products, as well as the manufacture of basic metals. So you can see the difference in terms of indicators used in under these non-metallic mineral products compared with the basic metals products, where there is two indicator used under the non-metallic. We have kilohour per meter squared as well as kilohour per meter cube as well as kilohour per metric ton. While under the basic iron and steel, it's only kilohour per metric ton. Right now, I cannot conclude either this is the value that we should aim for as a target for the industry. Not yet, because we're still collecting the data. Hopefully, in the near future, we can get reliable data that we can say this is what the target should be. Okay? That will be the energy efficiency indicator for our industries. Same goes to the buildings. We have BI value, or building energy intensity value, for various subsectors, college, universities, hospital, hotel, office building, and commercial. But here I separate into two different categories under the private commercial buildings and the government buildings. So this value of a BI will become the basis when we actually drafted our Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act. This will become the reference. It may not be the final figures, but it will help us to determine what is the right figures to have the target for the building sectors. This is the new analysis tools given by the system. This analysis, apart from the EI and SEC monitoring through the emails, a new set of analysis was introduced, which is known as regression analysis. This regression analysis is actually referring to the option C whole facilities analysis under the IPMVP, or International Performance Measurement Verification Protocol. What is actually regression analysis? This regression analysis, basically, they will use your historical data, the installation historical reported data in terms of your energy consumptions, in terms of your product output, and your declared variables. So from there, the system will try to design a model that will predict what would be your energy consumption looks like if your condition like this for this particular year, for examples. Okay. For these samples, I choose the baseline year to produce a model of year 2017. And I set a correlation value to be at 0.75. If you guys are familiar with statistics, so you will know what will be our squared value all about. So those are the basic concept of this regression analysis. So from here, you can see for industry sectors, only around 114 numbers of installation that meet the parameter selections for the analysis. And we can say in year 2018, for example, for these 114 installations, they are using less energy. The actual energy consumption is less than what are the model predicted, around 2.4%. But in year 2019, we can see an increase in terms of actual energy consumption compared with the predicted model, increase about 1.9%. Same goes to the building sectors. But here you can see a quite big difference in terms of numbers of installation that can fit the parameter selections. Why? Because under the building sector, it's not as straightforward as industry, where the industries, their main driver in terms of energy consumption is actually their product output, their operations to produce the product. But for building sectors, their main operation is actually to service based on their subsectors. For example, shopping complexes, hospital. So they don't have any particular product to be produced. So that's why to select the variable that will give an impact to the energy consumptions is quite difficult. Okay, so by doing this, we really hope that it will help the industries to choose wisely on their performance characteristics. So it will help them to determine what is the right way to analyze their performance in energy efficiency.
Yeah, Mr. Azrin, your sharing is definitely very interesting. But
yeah, I know.
Due to the time limitation, so you may want to conclude first. Later, we can still share the slide with the participants.
Of course. So as a conclusion for the way forward, in terms of energy efficiency in Malaysia, we can categorize into different aspects. For example, number one, the funding mechanism, capacity buildings, enforcement, policy and legal framework. This is where right now we are in the progress of enactment of the new Energy Efficiency and Conversion Act, which covers the electrical and thermal. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time for me to explain a little bit on this ECA, but inside this presentation, I already put what are the basics of this ECA. And the last one,
I think
awareness of the EE in Malaysia. With that, Dr. Lim, I would like to end my presentations and thank you very much. Hopefully everybody can get whatever I shared today. So I pass back to Dr. Lim. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Azrin. I think it's very interesting. I think definitely later we have a lot of questions for you during the Q&A session. And I can see some of the stream is already queuing up to ask you questions. Okay. So with that, I think now we can move on to our last speaker of today's event. Okay. Hi, Prof.
Hello.
Is
Are you
everything
able
okay
to
now?
see my slides over there?
Yeah.
The
You
slides
want
is
to
on,
try
yeah?
to you want to try to play your slide? Yeah, it's okay. Okay.
Yes.
Prof, before you start again, I have to ask you something before you restart your session.
Yeah.
So just wondering, are you going to share with us some confidential information?
Not really, no.
Because otherwise I don't see any reason your laptop stopping you from presenting.
Yeah, okay. There might be, I have deleted, by the way.
Just kidding. Maybe some information. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are happy now. Everything is all good now for present. So let us welcome Professor Zainuddin. Prof.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lim and my colleagues. I'm very happy to share the experiences of UTM. I guess it is destined for me to share the last because I won't be talking about RIM that much and I won't be talking about EMGS that much. But these are some of the experiences that we have gone through at UTM, being maybe the scapegoat, if you may, the first to be able to implement sustainable energy management, I should say, and honor sustainable energy management. And UTM has been doing this in the background, at the background of what we call as energy sustainability transformation, or Energy Star, the 6P Energy Star, where we begin by building the pins and purpose, the right purpose, because we are education institution, and maybe people will be asking, and our people will start to challenge us why we need to go into sustainable energy management. And we build the pin and purpose along the line of our core business of education. And then we start to build people in 2011 and programs and products in partnership with many institutions and deliver performance, as you have seen, and promote across Malaysia and the world. So basically now I'm going to focus only about programs and product to build resilience in sustainable energy management. And this relates to many of the innovative commercial and products and solutions. Just a bit on the eras or the stages that UTM went through. We went through EPC. If you have heard about EPC before, energy performance contracting, about 30 years ago. And then we go for project-based, because energy management is not actually about project, it's about program. If you have a project, it means that you have a starting point and ending, but program, you do not have any end, by the way. Then we started with Sustainable Energy Management Program, where we were the first to implement and the first to get the 3-star, maximum star energy management gold standard that has been described by Izani earlier. Now I'm going to focus my attention on UTM SEM 4.0 beyond COVID-19. So we want to leverage on opportunities in the challenges that we are facing now and build resilience across beyond the COVID-19 period. So now we are focusing on what products that we want to introduce to ensure that basically we will not be too dependent on people, but maybe more on the technology itself. So I will focus my attention now to UTM as Synergy 4.0, UTM S 4.0, low carbon and intelligent solutions. And with this, I am focusing a lot on fourth IR, fourth industrial revolution, intelligent energy systems. The first product that UTM developed way before even COVID-19, about 3 to 4 years ago, was under development, was eSmart Energy Sustainability, a real-time multiple facility energy management system, monitoring and management system actually. So it can actually cater for multiple facilities real-time to monitor. If you have multiple facilities, if you are a RIM, then you'll be hard pressed to have to be able to be at many places at the same time. So basically, we work in collaboration with many institutions. In particular, it has been on display and used by Hospital Kuala Lumpur Institute Perubatan Respiratory, and it also can cater for certification. And we got more than 1 million ringgit, basically, in terms of funding for the government to make this project a success. And it has been used by UTM as well. The second product that we built is actually a mobile apps based energy isolated smart unit, smart energy management system we call it as, the name is quite suggestive, SEDA. So you must be aware, you must be completely basically passionate about energy management system to be aware so that you can use this smart energy demand allocation real time. What it can do is actually, it can monitor isolated room and building energy consumption and set the quota for each room. Basically, if you want to charge per room, you can do so, but basically now we are monitoring to ensure that everybody is aware how much energy they are using and create competition among sections. For example, it's not just for room, it's also for sections of buildings. And it can check and warn and charge basically if you have energy violations. We have been testing and using it in hostel and buildings in UTM, and you have mobile on and off temperature setting controls. Apart from that, we also have products we call as advanced thermal control system, where it caters for centralized building AC system, the smart enhanced load matching capability. And our tests have shown that we could save more than 40% energy, while at the same time maintain comfort. It complies with MS 1525. The next one is actually across a facility, you need a power quality, a good power quality monitoring and analysis system. In this case, we have a group, Center for Electrical Energy System in UTM, who work on this and developed this, has been tested in many facilities across Malaysia. And the other one that they have also developed in UTM is actually IoT network. Basically people needs to know what's going on in UTM, and by fingertips through their own mobile apps and so on, they will be able to keep track of what progress that we have been making in our facilities in terms of energy awareness. So this has also been the one that's been used. Apart from monitoring, we also have solutions through Optimal Audit. This has been developed by UTM as well over the years, and it provides energy analysis, trends analysis like load apportioning, evaluate equipment energy efficiency analysis, and in fact recommend energy saving measures. So it has analytics, it built-in solutions for utilities, especially not just energy, but also it can monitor gas emissions, as well as apart from gaseous utility, you have also features for wastewater audit. Then now I would like to move to the next thing, the next big thing that Malaysia is moving to, and been mentioned by Azrain, is actually thermal energy efficiency. And this one is actually, to me and to us in UTM, is our niche area. And to us, thermal energy management is bigger than basically electrical energy management, especially for industry. And this we have been promoting, as well as been doing capacity building across the world. And it is going to be a major development in Malaysia, EECA, Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act, in which I have been very pleased to be elected as one of the chairperson to lead thermal energy drafting committee. And you know that basically people from industry may appreciate that more than 50% of industrial energy is lost in waste heat in particular. And as you can see, the waste heat losses dwarf all other equipment by far. And it's not a surprise that it becomes the #1 energy cost saving opportunity in industry across the world. So in our examples, for maximizing savings and triple bottom line benefits, we have done for refinery, big refinery, even in the neighboring country. We have done for the biggest middle distillate at that time, Shell. We have done for oleochemical companies, among others, and achieve savings in this manner for thermal energy using pinch analysis. So in terms of consultancy and training, these are the companies, big companies, selected companies among the more than 500 companies. These are the top companies that we have worked with that have benefited. And these are our courses for certification, thermal energy auditor and thermal energy recovery expert that we have done. And as you can see, the testimony from participants who have participated in this certified thermal energy recovery and pinch as well as thermal energy audit. How can we make a difference compared to others? Basically, we have our own software. We also have our book. If we work with you work with us, basically this you can get as part of the cost or free of charge, basically. So you may Google this book, Process Integration and Intensification, and you will see that basically this book is actually widely used across the world. And this is the Optimal Audit that uses pinch analysis technology at the background and patented technology of UTM. So for maximum thermal waste heat recovery potential. So these are the certification courses of thermal energy auditor and certification for thermal energy recovery expert for using pinch analysis. And lastly, I would like to point out about some programs that we have developed very recently during the PKP and MCO. This is the new normal because we know that mass gathering will not be a possibility for a long time from now. Then UTM in particular, I have been responsible to take care of online learning, of education in UTM, and we have moved to flexible and lifelong online learning from 1st April 2020. And now we are on course to basically engage and communicate, not just on teaching and learning, but beyond that. As you can see today, we are engaging people from the community, and professional trainings will go online as well. But you won't be able to go online for a straight, not just to say 5 days, short courses, but also not even half a day. I think you are already experiencing fatigue if you go beyond 3 hours of online, live. So basically, future energy trainings is going to be more, not just live webinar, but also self-paced training. So people across the world have been working with microcredits or bite-sized learning, self-paced, self-directed, and flexible learning. And people get digital badges from this bite-sized or micro-credentials learning. Because if they complete, for example, complete energy audit courses will take 5 days, but a microcredit would take only the boiler or steam system just for half a day or 1 day, and they get a digital badge for it. And if they complete another part, which is basically the utility system, other utility system, they get another digital badge, and they accumulate to complete energy management system badge, and they can also complete to a degree or master degree or even undergraduate degree or diploma degree. So you can collect all the badges and get a professional course, a certificate badge each time you complete a module of the course. So this has been the trend across the world, and it is called basically not live, but actually self-paced and self-directed. But it also includes assessment, as you may see, and from the digital badge, it's being based on blockchain technology that can verify what are the credentials that you have completed, what are the exams that you have passed, what presentation and projects that you have completed, and employer or consultant or clients that you want to employ, you will be able to check online very quickly at the touch of fingertips. So these are types of micro-credential, and one of those that we have been able to do certification is actually Master in Energy Management, and we are going to get microcredit. Yeah, we can issue microcredit for it for industrial, because our Master in Energy Management also issue professional RIM certification and also exempt Certified Energy Manager. So basically, these are examples of digital badges, and more than 2 million digital badges issued by July of 2019, and it's been recognized globally by IMS. So in the future, you don't actually have to go through physical face-to-face training. You can learn on your own and get bite-sized knowledge before you accumulate them and get a full badge, full sets of badge or full degree. So basically, these are some of the things that we do. You can check on the website, Prospect UTM, as well as UTM MOOCs. And some of our modules have been also converted into MOOCs, massive open online course that is accessible to people throughout the world. So these are the services we provide: RIM service, and RIM service with the software, apart from EMGS advice, that's been elaborated by Ezani, and thermal energy service, apart from electrical energy service, energy training. And you will see that these are some what we call as free gifts, but they are actually software that goes along with the RIM services. So that is a package you may find out from our website, and they have also provided exclusive promotion date from for 1 month starting 21 May today for those, especially for the participants of this course. You can get more info there. And finally, the key take-home message: for impactful, inclusive, and sustainable reforms, you need to go for beyond people, beyond COVID-19, that people may not be able to cater for, and it is independent of mass gathering for IR products and programs to build resilience, especially to include also thermal energy. So 21st century institutions can leverage on the power of not just people and technology to drive innovations. So remember the 6P transformation programs, and today we have focused our attention on the programs and products. Thank you very much for your attention. And sorry for the Shinkansen type of presentation.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Roseanne. Thank you. Before we move on to the final session today, okay, thank you, Mr. Ezani as well, and yeah, Mr. Noazrin. Okay, so can we have a short 5 minutes break? So to all the panelists, please don't worry about the Q&A session later. Let me worry about it. We will only make sure that being the smart questions that being delivered to you. For the others, please feel free to stand out and walk around in your room to do some quick exercise to recharge your energy. We will be back in 5 minutes to answer all your questions. Okay, see you in 5 minutes. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our webinar. Let's move on to the final session of today's event, okay, the one that you've been waiting for. So before we start our Q&A session, can we have all the panelists on screen? Yeah. Also, together with us, I think we have another 2 panelists from Malaysia Energy Commissions. Yes. Hi, Mr. Faiz. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Faiz, he's the Assistant Director of Energy Efficiency of Conservation Unit from Energy Commissions. Thank you, Mr. Faiz, for joining us today. And together with us, we also have Puan Nur Hamiza. She is the Assistant Director of Energy Efficiency and Conservation Unit as well. Hi, Puan Nur Hamiza. Can you wave your hand? Hi. Okay, welcome in joining us today. So we have all the panels ready. Without further ado, let's start our discussion today. So I think for the first question, I will direct the first question to ST. Give me a moment. I think this question is being asked by the audience just now. Okay, so he mentioned that okay, right now we know it's COVID-19. So how does COVID-19 and or actually MCO affected the CPT requirement for RIM renewal, and how does it affect the EM reporting, email reporting by company to ST? What is actually your policy on this?
Okay, Dr. Lim, to answer the questions, I will pass first to Mr. Faiz
Okay.
to answer on the CDP requirement.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Faiz.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Azrin. For the CDP part, currently due to COVID-19, ST give some leniency to the registered electrical energy manager to renew their renewal. Okay, but there are 2 scenarios involved. The first one is that we do give CDP a waiver if you have your renewal expiry is on April, May, June 2020, and also you have installation under you that require for you to approve the report in the EMIS. Okay, if you do this, you may apply online, and then you submit hard copy to us together with the EMIS alert as a proof that you have installation under you. If you have did not have enough CDP, then you will get the waiver. The second scenario is if you do not have installation under you, you may apply online submission first. This is to avoid late renewal fee, about 20 ringgit. So you apply online first, and then you attend the CDP courses after the MCO or where the time permits, and then you submit the complete hard copy application later on. So it can be you do online application this month, May, and then you attend the training, let's say November 2020, you submit a copy, then we will process as usual. Okay. For EMIS?
Yeah.
All right. To answer the second question on the periodic report, in principle, it is still as per current procedure. This is because starting from year 2018, we have introduced the Energy Management Information System, which is the online portal for reporting. Thus, the installation's owner and also RIM should be able to provide the required information and verify the submitted information from home. But anyhow, EC do review the difficulties towards submissions of certain informations. For example, the electricity consumptions, the production's output of the industry during this MCO. Thus, we can provide an extension time for the report submissions, provided that the owner has a valid reason and also requests official extension from us.
Okay.
Through email also is good enough.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the clarification. I think there's another related question related to the RIM renewal. One user mentioned that my RIM expire on April. Is there any issues later when I submit report in EMIS? Or I need to renew the RIM first? Maybe Mr. Faiz?
Yes.
Yeah.
Currently, last year we improvised the image system where we add the function of if your RIM certificate is expired, you cannot approve the image report. So there will be issues if your RIM is expired, so you cannot approve the report in the image lah. Okay.
Okay.
So I suggest for you to renew RIM first. Renew your RIM certificate first. Like I said before, we already give you the waiver if your is in the category that I mentioned before.
Okay.
So for RIM issues, I'm still working. ST still give more majority of our staff to be working at home. So like
Okay.
today, I'm also working from home.
Okay.
If you, I noticed because a lot of RIM trying to call our office, and then
Okay.
so if the call is not answered, don't worry. You can always email to me rim@st.gov.my.
Okay.
Don't worry. You email any question. We will be very responsive to the email. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Faiz.
Okay.
I think there's another question here I'd like to ask about for ST related to RIM as well, but this is more like the quality. Okay, so this is the question. So, being a regulator, so what do you think actually, what is your advice when an organization then when they want to seek for the service of RIM? So what do you think, what is the key quality or the values that you should seek for the services of a RIM? Okay.
Okay, Dr. Lim, to answer
Yes.
the questions, I will
Yes.
first give my opinions based
Okay.
on the current experience enforcing the email 2008. Okay, when evaluating the service of energy managers, most of the installations will only focus on the service price of the RIM without analyzing the capability of the RIMs either to help on the improvement of the company as well as compliance towards the regulations requirements. There
Okay.
is a case where a RIM appointed is only attend to the site once every 6 months,
Okay.
just for signing the relevant document and take the payment from the company without doing any suggestions for improvement. Thus, it is crucial for the installations to ensure that the RIM service proposal should include, among others, their function and responsibility, which has been stipulated under the email 2008, as well as the installation can also put conditions on the how frequent does the RIM should visit the facilities, and they should involve the RIM to the top management and present on the potential improvement initiative.
Okay. I think that's, thank you for your perspective. I think it's very interesting, definitely. So since we talk about RIM, right? So maybe I will actually request Prozen to provide some opinion on this matter as well. So Prozen, being an expert in the field of energy services, and I'm sure you're also in the position to express your view as a major end user. So what would be your advice for organizations seeking the service of RIM? Okay, so what do you think? Just like ST Anjet no Azri mentioned just now, right? So do you actually agree with him, or you have any further point that you would like to add on?
Well, a short answer is agree, but I
Okay.
guess I agree completely. So it's a longer answer. But basically,
Okay.
if you need my elaboration from the point of view of a person and an organization who has got the advice of RIM before we have our own RIMs, for example. Now we have had our the services of rims longer than we have had our own rims. You see, so a lot longer before that, when we UTM get services of rim, I would tend to agree completely with Encik Nur Azrin. Of course, they are the regulator and they know better. They're managing thousands of institutions or facilities. And I would add a bit more that basically it would be good if the rims, speaking from the point of view of client here, could do a bit more capacity building in particular and guide us, in particular about what are the analytics that we need to make, for example, so that we can in the future be a bit more independent in the light of the fact that in the future, energy management system is going to be, as I understand, like other countries, is going to be something that is needed for an organization. An organization may have their own in-house registered energy manager, for example. But this is what has been done in other countries, their own. So we are looking towards this development in the future where energy managers is going to be in-house, and it would be good for us to also be trained and be guided in terms of how we can manage energy. And RIM in particular can actually focus on the analytics more because of their experiences. They will help to look at the analytics, how you can improve your facilities and all these things, apart from the organization themselves being able to fill in the forms and get the RIM signature for that. So a bit more on capacity building, as well as also, if possible, if they have some tools, for example, that can come in handy because they are exposed to many best practices across the world, that would help the organization as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, President, for providing your perspective. It's definitely very interesting. So we can see that RIM is actually a very critical component is actually the setting out an energy management system. So if that's the case, right, talking about energy management, I would like to direct this question to Mr. Ezani as well. So, Mr. Ezani, can you join us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
So, just wondering, because we talk about RIM, and also we show a lot of statistics about the RIM. So, just wondering, in terms of EMGS, right? Would you mind to share with us some statistics on the implementation of ISO, the ISO 50001 or any of the energy management system, if you have it? So, what is actually the success stories?
Actually, our one-star rating or EMGS one-star rating is almost equivalent to ISO 5001. Okay. And for now, the statistic I can share only on the one-star achievement or on one-star certification. Okay. In which actually we have more than hundreds of organizations that achieve one star. Is around 148 organization or companies that achieve one star rating, in which it also equivalent to ISO 5001. To be more specific, is ISO 50001 2008. All right, and other than that is our one star assessment have some additional criteria in which I have explained previously, which is also comprehensive on management, organizations, process, information, financial, corporate responsibility, and the achievement. So these are the additional of EMGS. Yeah. So, but to have more details on ISO 5001 achievement, actually we have to refer to SIRIM. Yeah, SIRIM. They maybe have more details, information, and statistic on this figure. Yeah.
Okay. So I think another next question I'd like to direct to you is actually related as well. So we have Aiman here. He's asking about, can a FM company without an on building apply for EMGS star rating certification? Because we know that an FM company couldn't apply. Yeah. So what is your opinion on this? Or what's your
Okay. Firstly, and basically the building's top management or the building owner that needs to own and lead for the sustainable energy management system through EMGS. Okay. But however, the FM company may approach and convey the top management to implement SAM.
okay?
In example, like our government hospital, most of
Okay.
them has been supported by the consultancy company.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
across Malaysia and yeah, it includes Sabah Sarawak. So
Okay.
it's possible actually, but the thing is the FM company have to approach the top management to implement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just a quick one. So one user mentioned about I think he's trying to say roles of Suruhanjaya Tenaga ST in EMGS. Maybe you can provide your perspective first, and maybe on later I will invite ST to provide some opinion as well.
Okay, rules is it rules? ST.
Roles, I think roles and responsibility. I think
Okay,
it's not rules. I think it's roles.
Yeah, it's roles, responsibility. Actually, there are many companies or organizations that have to comply with email 2008, specifically on the buildings that consume high
Okay.
large number of energy, big amount of energy.
Okay.
Example in current situation is like General Hospital.
Okay.
Tertiary referral hospital, and also major specialists. Most of them have to comply with email 2008. So that is, I think that's related to Suruhanjaya Tenaga or Energy Commission.
Okay. So thank you. Can we have someone for ST as well? Hi.
Okay.
Ajay Faiz, what is your opinion on this? This is very interesting, talking about the roles of ST in EMGS.
Actually, the EMGS is ASEAN standard, and
Yes.
MGT has been given as a organizer for the Malaysia. And then in terms of ST, we are involved in the joint project committee, where if I'm not mistaken, every 3 months, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost 3 months. We have a joint project committee meeting.
We have a
invite
between
ST as well. Yeah,
ministry and also from the IEM. So during this meeting, we will approve a list of certified energy manager, professional energy managers, and then
EMGS also.
EMGS list that approved to get 1 star, 2 star, or 3 star. Besides that, my boss, Encik Zulkifli, is also the EEC SSN for Malaysian, and EMGS, and will be discussed further in the ASEAN region. Azri, would you like to add?
Well, the role of ST in terms of EMGS, basically we support all standards related to energy management. We also use EMGS as a reference when we want to develop the guideline for energy management, most probably to be used under the ECA.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I think thank you for your information. I think it's very informative. So I think the next question I would like to ask is basically directed to ST. So it's actually related to your slide just now. Okay, Mr. Noazrin. So there's one information about this one, about benchmarking. So maybe you can provide some explanation on this.
All right. The question related to does initiative measures exclusively mean steps taken for benchmarking, right?
Yeah.
As I explained during the presentations, there is 2 different tools used to actually analyze the performance of
Okay.
the installations. The first one, we use the energy efficiency indicator, which later on we hope that we can get that to become the benchmark for that particular subsectors of industries. But apart from that, if the installation want to analyze their own performance, they can use the second tool, which is the regression analysis. But
Okay.
bear in mind, the regression analysis is not something that so easy, straightforward. No, you have to do your data gathering, and to match which are the variables that actually give an impact to your energy consumptions. Well, as an industry player, they should know what are the right variables in their operations.
Okay. So thank you for that. I think there's also another follow-up question. He's asking about some clarification, I think, about the negative value reported in the saving. So maybe you can provide some insight on this.
Okay, sure. The negative value reason because we compare with the actual energy consumptions for that particular sectors with the predicted model kilowatt hour. So if the actual is less than the predicted model, of course the difference will be negative. So for us to be easier when doing the analysis, when we see the negative value for the savings, means the installations or the subsectors are using less energy compared with what they should be.
Okay. So so that's the reason how we answers your clarifications. Okay. So I think the next question I would like to direct is actually for all panels, basically on the energy management system. I think first part of the question already being answered by Ezani just now. So I think for this one, maybe Present you can provide some insights, right? Basically, it's about what do you think? What could be the challenge and issues? Because just now Mr. Ezani mentioned about the rate somehow, it's actually still can be further improved. So what do you think actually, what are the challenges or what could be the issues from the third party perspective? Of course, you are not inside Green Tech, but based on your observation.
This is regarding, I think, RIM, yeah? RIM not being
This is regarding the implementation of the energy management system. EMS.
So what? Because I'm looking at the question in the screen here. Is that the question?
The question right now, what I show here is actually talking about EMS implementation.
How many buildings in Malaysia that still have on EMS, and those buildings under EME are considered as buildings that implementing EMS? I believe the number of EMS implementation is still low. What has been the challenges about considering the number? Okay, what has been the challenges of implementing EMS? I think maybe if the next law, EECA, is going to be gazetted, perhaps it will be able to assist this, because any law that is going to be gazetted will move into the direction. I won't be able to predict what is going to be gazetted, but it will be moving into the direction of having in-house energy management system. You see, everything can be tied to the law. It needs to be tied to the law. If the law says that basically you will have to save energy, then you will have to save energy. But the law, of course, will be gazetted with the customer in mind, with the client in mind, with the stakeholders in mind, and with a lot of consultation with stakeholders. People are still consulting, but basically, as of now, what EMGS or ISO is doing is actually voluntary adaptation of this energy management system. But voluntary, as is true in any voluntary things, that you may need a bit more. Apart from carrot, it will be stick for the good of the institution itself. I think it will work better, because in Indonesia and Singapore, they have implemented that, and they achieve millions and millions of saving, a lot of percentage of saving, and be more sustainable in in that case.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the sharing, Prof. So it's actually somehow related to the question just now, right? Because
Yeah.
we talk about there's actually an invisible compartment between the RIM and CEM. Okay, so we know that in order to have the energy management system work, we actually need to all the components in the energy management to be functional. So if this is the case, right? So how do we actually break the barrier? What do you think? I think, yeah. What is your advice on this, especially for the top management? How do we approach the top management to actually have them to actually? I think the question is asking about there's no lack of commitment from the top management. So because of that, then the RIM and CMA has to work in silo because without proper support. So what is your opinion on this?
Again, this is handled. I believe the question is directed. Dr. Lim is directing it to me. This should be this should be addressed in holistically, because energy management system would not be doing them in silo. You see, in energy management system there are 6 components. For example, in MGS there are 6 components of energy management system. Number 1 is the policy. Number 2 is the team. In the team itself, energy management team itself, there will be requirement for energy managers. So it has to be implemented in a complete energy management system. If the complete energy management system is not implemented, it will not be sustainable, because the top management won't have any reason to commit. Yeah, in the case of energy management system, it will be part of the 6 or the crucial or vital elements of the energy management system, without which you will not be compliant. So this is the reason why I think energy management system is actually the whole picture, and CEM and RIM itself is only part of the picture.
Okay. Thank you, Prozen, for your clarification.
I have to add a bit. In the case of UTM, that is what we employ, or that is what we implement in totality. Without the energy management system, we won't be able to drive the energy managers themselves, and that is the reason why we started in 2011 with energy management system.
Okay, thank you, Prozen. I think to be fair, I think I should direct this question to Mr. Ezani as well, since you are the project owner for this sustainable EMGS. Mr. Ezani, can I have you?
I'm in.
Yeah, Mr. Ezani, what do you think about this?
Top management commitment and teamwork.
Yeah, and also the challenge of the CEM, RIM working together. What do you think?
For EMGS, the commitment from the building owner, example like the director or chairman, the CEO, or the managing director is very important. It's very important. It's very crucial, because from this they will drive this program, sustainable energy management system program, not only for the short term but also for the long term. And as we have been assessed, many of the hospital companies and organization, from this commitment, it actually bring impact, positive impact or negative impact. So many hospital that achieve example 2-star or 3-star, actually they have very good support from their top management. So we cannot deny the importance of this top management, and also so it is very crucial and important for the implementation, not only short term but for the long term of SEMS.
Yeah, in order to have the sustainability. So Mr. Ezani, I'm sure that you have went through a lot of EMGS project. I think maybe more than 100. So based on your experience, right, what are the most common area of EMS non-compliances that were recorded during the EMS audit? Maybe you can share with us so that we will be able to avoid the same mistake.
Yeah, can. Okay, there are actually around 5 aspects that, or 5 things that that are still lacking in most of the organizations towards implementation of SEMS. First is on the operation control. Okay. Operation control. In which if you lack in operation control, you also we lack on the process optimization. So the operation control is very important for the cooling towers, for the chiller, and any related, and also the analysis of energy use. So we see that there are many lacking on this aspect, analysis of energy use, in which the organization that implement SAMs have to know the trending of the energy, why the energy is uptrend, why the energy is sideways, why the energy is downtrend, and why the energy is spike. So, and also what's related on the each ECM or ESM to the energy performance. So this have to be addressed very clearly. Okay. And the aspect is on the maintenance. So I think the issue of maintenance has been addressed not only by the Green Tech, but also our previous Prime Minister. Example like Tun Abdullah Badawi. I think he has also addressed about our maintenance. We have high class facilities, but still lacking in the maintenance. Okay. And also other than that is example like staff competency. So bear in mind that all the staff, the engineers, the technician, need to be improved in terms of their skill sets and their knowledge, so that they can optimize the process very efficiently. And lastly is on the energy management structure, in which some of the certified energy manager is not placed or put in the right structure. So this put some difficulty for the energy manager or SAM, certified energy manager, to consult the top management correctly on the directions and also other aspects related to SAMs. So only these things that always happening and occurring.
Okay, I think thank you for sharing the insights. I think without your sharing, I think we wouldn't know what is actually really happening behind the scene, And when people applying the company, they may actually falling into the same trap again, same mistake over and over. So good that you have highlight for us. So by the way, I think Mr. Hui Kang, Mr. Ng here, I think he's interested to apply as well. For the ENGS. So just wondering, is there actually any incentive for implementing either one currently?
Actually, to be honest, currently there is no such of incentive for EMGS, but however, our package for EMGS is very reasonable price or rate. Okay. You can see it's like for 1-star assessment, the cost is just around 15,500 ringgit. Okay. So that is for 1-star assessment, and also you will get many insight on the how to improve your SAMs in your facilities or your buildings by the comment from the experience pool of assessor. So we have experienced pool of assessor that has been industry for many years, be it on the industrial or be it from academician. So that is our advantages. And also, also for the 2-star and also 3-star. So I can see that our rate or package is at reasonable rate or price. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edzani. Thank you for your sharing. I think there's another question that I would like to ask you. Basically, give you a moment. I just need to screen through. By the way, I can't really find for the list of questions, but I think I saw it just now. But basically, the question is actually related to the incentive as well.
All right.
So it goes like this. So basically, right now we know that in Malaysia, we know that right now we're actually having an oil crisis. Okay.
All right.
And thanks to that, finally our energy price has been dropped. Before that is actually.
Yeah.
So now you can go to pump petrol station and you can actually have a full tank with maybe only 40 ringgit, 30 ringgit comparing to before that. So just wondering, right now since the energy price has dropped, so actually what do you think, what could be the challenge for you to actually promote the energy management system to the company? So what is your opinion on this? And how do we actually convince company to do that?
Yeah. Okay. The energy sector has already felt the impacts of the coronavirus and also the economic recessions, and the outbreak has contributed to a damp demand for oil, resulting in plummeting oil price and production declines. Yeah. And especially in the wake of the price war, Russia, OPEC, etc. And however, meanwhile, today most of the country are using coal and gas for their power generation. Okay, and as we move forward, we can see that the reduce in operation and productivity, as well as reduce in the consumer confidence, will be impact on the business activities. Hence, is reduce the energy consumption at the production and the commercial buildings, in which we do the strength to implement an energy management system. However, there are still many buildings and facilities that have to run as usual due to its status as the essential and involving for the frontline duties. Example like in our context in Malaysia, the tertiary referral hospital, general hospital, PPE and rubber glove manufacturer, and other related. So these still have to run as usual, without no doubt. And by overcome this obstacle, actually Green Tech has having continuous engagement, with the ministry, especially on the Ministry of Health, MOH, through their engineering services division, and also the hospital engineering division, as well as maybe in the future with the manufacturing industry, to convey them, to approach them to still implement sustainable energy management system due to their condition as the frontline, and also they have to run as usual.
Okay, thank you for your clarification. Can we have Mr. Norizan as well on the screen? So it would be good actually, we can actually have some perspective from ST as well on this issue. How is actually the oil crisis, especially right now, is actually affect the direction of regulation? Mr. Noazrin?
To the oil crisis, for example, right now we having low price for the oil and gas sectors. When we talk about how it affect the direction of the regulations, when we talk about the energy efficiency, in particular, for example, energy management or improvement of energy efficiency project, for example, yes, the price of the commodity of such commodity oil and gas will play some roles. Okay, for example, if the improvement requires capex, so the payback period for that particular project might be a little bit longer during these low energy price situations. But we also have to remember that the current situation might also have the chain effects to the economy overall as well. Most of the industry and commercial should take all necessary steps in reducing the impact of those economic downturn. And energy efficiency measures, especially energy management, should be the crucial part in helping the industry to overcome the economic downturn, because by implementing the energy management, some of the measures under the energy management is not required huge capex. Even some of them is just optimizations, improvement of their process operations, and this will help them to cut off their operation costs. Okay, and definitely it will help them in terms of defending during the economic downturn. And as far as for the regulations is concerned, the regulation will be there, regardless during low price or high price situations. When we draft the regulation or act, it's drafted for a future proof, not only for that particular time of period.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing with us on the direction of the regulations. Can we actually have Prozen as well? Back to the stream. So I think there's some question here I would like to ask about Prozen. A lot of questions. So basically, this one is talking about how do you see the university. I think you basically for this question, Prozen, you already highlight in the slide. So maybe you can just do a quick recap or whatever that you mentioned just now. How the university could make a difference.
I think this is something that I have gone all over across the country as well, and through overseas engagement with institutions. We think that it is duty bound for universities actually to contribute to the nation, because they have been endowed with a lot of research grants, and also many, especially PhD students, who are very focused in terms of doing research, as well as experts in their own fields, that has been very focused in doing research, R&D, and many software and so on and so forth, and equipment as well, that university can contribute. It's not just UTM, it's actually all universities. That's the reason why I think in this particular event, university has also been invited by Green Tech Malaysia, all universities across the country, and we were hoping that university would be able to participate and contribute to the nation from the especially funding and research grant, as well as the equipment and resources that university have to assist the community to make a change and make a difference. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Zen. I think I recall that in your slide, you mentioned about what are the future trends, talking about capacity building, what's actually on the micro-credential digital badge. So I think there's one audience here would like to know, how does actually UTM currently managing the micro-credential for bit-sized learning, the current step, I think.
Yeah, the bite-sized learning is vital because over the next, even people say 2 years, not to mention over this year or next year, over the next 2 years, mass gathering may be very, very restricted, if not banned altogether. So what do we do about it? People still have to go to training, get CPD and CDP and so on and so forth, and the people cannot just stand on or be in front of a camera and be in front of the computer for not even half a day. You're talking about 5 days courses, and the equivalent of this for online engagement would be just horrendous. I cannot imagine being half a day on screen, let alone 1 day. So the thing is, people have across the world has actually gone through micro-credential to partition their courses into bite-sized courses and allow people to self-learn and self-pace their learning, so that for each modules or sub-modules that they learn, they will be awarded a digital badge that will be also include assessment in that digital badge that can be easily verified online by whoever wants to employ these people. Okay, this is vital in the future, and it's not something new. It's been used, and up until now, I think millions of digital badges has been approved. I think this is something that can be considered. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Prozen. I think there's also one audience here. He's actually very interested in the pinch technology, the innovation that we had done for the pinch technology, because as shown in your slide, basically we are actually one of the leading authority in the area of thermal energy, especially on the pinch analysis and thermal energy recovery. So here's some technical question for you. Maybe you can just give an overview. For example, what is actually, maybe you can share with us what is actually the challenge when you talk about retrofitting a heating system based on your experience. What are the typical challenge?
Yeah, most people learn pinch analysis, only bits and pieces of it, and on design part. So I can understand the question, because most of the things in real life is not designed. It is actually revamp or retrofit. When you talk about retrofit, one of the most important thing is collaboration with company and getting the company on board to also work with you in terms of establishing the whole span of data that needs to be analyzed. So this is what we have done with company, guide them very closely in terms of doing line tracing in particular and doing stream data extraction. You know, the more experiences you have in terms of doing real life projects on retrofit and bigger plants, for maximizing heat recovery in particular, because thermal energy recovery can consume up to 60% of industrial energy. So basically, then the more experiences you have in terms of retrofitting and line tracing and doing stream data extraction, reconciling the data, then the more you will be able to appreciate which data and which particular streams or equipment that needs to be retrofitted and which other that is not really relevant to save energy. So by experiences and through detailed data analytics, then you will be able to game change the process. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, President. I think there is also 2 follow-up questions regarding the questions asking about, can you please highlight some of the potential process impact, and also what is the typical return of investment if, let's say, we have implemented thermal energy recovery? Okay, can you please share some insight?
Yeah, well, essentially, you actually want to go through a hierarchy of process changes. The process changes that you want to actually do in terms of a retrofit process is actually the one that doesn't include any investment. That is actually something that you actually want to prioritize at the top of your priority. So basically, you can look into changes of temperature, pressures, and operating conditions for processes before you even think about how to recover much heat from that processes. So if you go to the next stage after you have identified rooms for changing the process temperature, like for example, I give you a very simple analogy. In air conditioning system, you don't want to retrofit the aircon first. Look at the temperature first. How can you reduce the temperature? That is very simple, and then you can save about 5 to 10%. For example, if the temperature is quite extreme. So this is the same thing in process systems. Yeah, process systems are basically over the years being operated not to the optimal capability or capacity. Some might be optimal, but others might not be so optimal. So you want to look at this room. After that, you want to look at the low-hanging fruits of significant amount of heat that can be recovered from just one simple heat exchange. And this typically comes into the front end of the processes because this is the largest stream that you want to recover heat from. And you look for opportunity to preheat that kind of processes so that you can recover. The typical payback period that companies would like to invest upon is actually less than 2 years. And many projects actually, the more options that you analyze, the more possibility you will be able to implement, because you will be able to weed out. You will screen the constraint. Those that cannot be implemented can be implemented later. Those are the lowest hanging fruits in terms of heat recovery, can be implemented first within 1 year period, within half a year period, within 2 years period. So those are the things, the hierarchy that we go through. No investment first, and then lower and bigger investment later.
Okay, I think there's actually one final question for you. Basically, it's actually this young Siti Nuamira, actually from Sarawak Energy Berhad. She's actually asking, many of the audience could be interested to form a collaboration with UTM. So actually, how should they actually start to do it? Can you give some insights?
Yeah,
how to actually initiate the collaborations?
I mean, I can give email. Is that okay? No, all right. No, the thing is to start a collaboration with universities, especially, or companies, and we have done a lot. We can start with low-hanging fruits. We start with research, for example, depending on how far you want to do the collaboration with. We can start with some of our students who are doing similar type of project with, and perhaps we can look into what issues or problems and projects that you are interested in, and we can work together with you on that. And we are not just working on, for example, chemical processes or thermal energy. There are also Center for Electrical Energy System in UTM that deals a lot intensively on power quality, solar energy. There are also Faculty of Built Environment working on building energy management system, BIMS, as well as green buildings. They have been extensively working with organizations as well as government in this area. Then you can contact you can contact us. You can contact Dr. Lim in particular, and Optimize as well, Process System Engineering Center, so that we can kick off the collaboration.
Okay, thank you, President, for your information. So I think with that, we move to the next speaker, which we actually have one question here. I think this question is being directed to ST. Maybe Buan Miza, you can try to address on this. It's actually asking about the future, about the, maybe ST can share some insight on this. Maybe Buan Hamiza, you can share with us. Hi, can you hear us?
Maybe
Juan.
Pak Hamizah.
Juan, we cannot hear you, Juan. Can you hear us?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So currently the government is developing the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act, where under this act we will include both electricity and thermal also. So we will be regulating for both energy. It's different from the current EMER 2008, where it's only for electricity. So ECA is under developing stage. Previously, they started the table terminal on 2020, but due to current situation, it might be delayed to 2021 possible.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification. So we will wait for the update from the government on this, the directions. So, and then the other question, I think, is from Mr. Zaini. He's asking about what other actions has been taken to companies affected by EMER but has not appointed RIM yet. Maybe you can just share some insight on this. I'm not sure, maybe this is not for your department, but maybe you can just let us know about this.
Okay, maybe I can just give some quick answers for the questions.
Okay.
Yeah, we do actually start opening up investigation paper for the affected installations which are not compliant with the regulations. But just understand, the scope of our unit is up until the investigations, but the further actions will be involving other divisions, other departments to proceed with the case. So I cannot comment on their scope.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for trying to answer the questions. I think, yeah. So I think the question, the audience, the reason why he want to ask, I think, because we are concerned as well, because we know that policy, regulation, and the motivation of companies sometimes it comes hand in hand. Sometimes we need carrots, sometimes we need to give the company some stick. If let's say there's a firm regulation being carried out, then the company may be more motivated to fulfill to the regulation, to fulfill the requirement, and also carry out the setting out the energy management system, okay, to improve the energy efficiency. Okay, I think we are almost towards the end of our show today. So just before the end of the session today, I would just want to invite all the panels again, just for concluding questions. Okay, this is actually on the final questions. Thank you for all the speakers and panelists that share a lot of very useful information and insights for your perspective. So just before we end our session today, can you please share about your expectation on industry and what are the advices you have for industry in managing the energy from now onwards? Maybe we can start with Mr. Nur Azrin from Malaysia Energy Commission. You can give some input on this.
Okay, Dr. Lim, from our
Yes.
experience for the past 10 to 11 years and for since the regulations, our main barriers and challenges in ensuring compliance and promoting the energy efficiency and conservation was the awareness amongst the industry player itself. Most of them are taking the EE initiative at very low urgency, and most of them only do the minimum effort for the sake of the compliance to the regulation. It is time for the industry players to start changing their mindset, and they should look at the EE initiatives as part of their strategy to cost cutting. We, as a regulator, do expect that the industry will step up and give their full support to the government in achieving our main commitment under the Paris Agreement to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions by 45% in year 2030 comparing to our 2005 GDP.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Nur Azrin, for sharing the insight. So how about Mr. Ezani? Do you have anything to share
Okay.
about any last advice?
Yeah, first thing, I think the biggest challenge is the mindset of people and the organization or management. That think that they think that SAM is just only volunteer. Unless the organization or companies falls under EMIR 2008, respectively. So I think that more engagement and awareness have to be done, okay, to ensure that the industry integrate their direction objective with the implementation of sustainable energy management program or the energy efficiency program. Yeah, and actually we have to also highlight to them that it will be bring short and also long term benefits in terms of cost savings, and also it helps the country to preserve the environment for current and also next period. And my expectation for the industry is hoping that industry are willing to implement the sustainable energy management system. Okay, you can start with either ENDS 1-star rating, or you can start with ISO 50001. Okay, as the kickstart, and our advice also to the industry is that to have their facilities or buildings or their companies to be to have a detailed energy audit. Okay, so from that they can also know what energy saving measure have to be done. All right, and also again not only detailed energy audit and also implementation of energy saving measure, but they also have to have implementation of sustainable energy management system, so that the energy efficiency program will be not only short term, also for the long term. And actually the industry also can start with zero cost measure. Okay, as simple as energy awareness. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ezani, for sharing your expectation. So last but not least, can we have Prozet? Maybe you want to share something. What is the advice that you want to give to industry?
Yeah, I was just reflecting that not a few people has actually attributed COVID-19 to climate change. There are some very interesting articles that says that climate change that causes melting ice and so on also release a lot of viruses that has been dormant for hundreds of years or maybe 50 years. You might have heard about that. So it is a moral responsibility beyond cost responsibility or economic responsibility for us to protect the only earth that we have. You see, so basically, I am sure that people on the planet has learned a major lessons after this, because by not protecting the environment, you will see a lot of things that will go haywire in the future. Not just it is about cost. So
Okay.
you know, it is actually vital for us to make energy, yeah, a part of our culture, yeah, energy saving. And the best approach to use energy wisely is just not to use energy. Yeah, we're talking about clean energy, we're talking about alternative energy, but the best form of energy, a lot of people or activists of energy would say that is not to use energy or being energy efficient, to use, yeah, to utilize just enough energy and to have more outputs from your energy usage, to be energy efficient. So this is actually what we are trying to promote and advocate, yeah, among us here, for the next generation. They will go for sustainable energy management, not just energy management or energy project. They would go for sustainable energy management. So it is in our responsibility to strive towards making sustainable energy management system part of our culture, as well as part of our organizational culture, so that things are not being addressed piecemeal. It will be addressed in totality. I know the route is actually long for some companies, but here we are. We are happy to help everyone, yeah, to actually try to manage and try to try to work together of building a better future for everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, President. It's very refreshing as well, talking about how the COVID-19 is basically linked to the environmental issues, okay, and also the global warming. So with that, I'd like to thank you. So before we end our session today, there are some important announcements for you. Excel, can you? Just want to share something with you all. Okay, so basically, as part of this event, we are now offering special promotion package for those who sign up for our training, services, or products. So basically, we'll be giving away our award-winning software and signature training courses. But again, this is for limited time only until 30 June. So if you are interested, please visit our website at ultimatesystem.my. You can also fill out the survey form in the link provided to register for your interest. And for those that who miss our part of our session today, don't worry, we will send you the link of the recorded webinar to your email. Make sure you register, find our registration form, and also register for it. We will share all the information with you. So once again, on behalf of all the organizers and also participants in this webinar, I'd like to say thank you to all the speakers. Okay, thank you,
Thank you
Mr.
very
Noor
much.
Azrin. Thank you, Puan Nur Hamiza.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Muhammad Ezani. Thank you, Prozen. And thank you, Jeff Faiz. Okay. I'm sure all of us have received some valuable information and insights from your sharing. And for those who want to like to say thank you to the speaker yourself, feel free to share your thoughts and love in the comment section of YouTube or Facebook. So I guess that's all for our session today. On behalf of the organizer, once again, we would like to wish you Selamat Hari Raya. Stay at home, stay healthy, and stay happy. So goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
So with that, goodbye. See you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you and selamat hari raya.
Yeah,
Selamat
Hari
Selamat
Raya.
Hari
Raya.
Raya. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.